Well, good day. This is the stock watch for EEI Corporation. I'd like to comment on the sale of preferred shares back in 2021, because preferred shares are a very useful way of raising funds. You actually raise funds that have the characteristics of a loan. When you have a loan, you borrow money and then you pay it back, and the lenders generally leave the running of the company to the common shareholders, who are the owner, the managers, and the uh, employees, and also the public. So the usually the it's common or preferred shares that are transacted at the stock exchange. And what happens is that a business wants to raise cash via loans or selling shares. They need to buy machines, hire more people, handle more projects. So they have to raise additional capital. And and so if they decide to sell shares, then they give it to investors who have cash, and they just want to deploy this cash. So they give it to the company so that they can expand their operations. And then hopefully that the investors earn cash dividends, or that the price of their investment goes up. In terms of shares of stock, there are two major types. There's the common shares, who are described as the last to receive cash dividends. Anyway, they are managing and controlling the company. And then the preferred shareholders, who are like lenders, and they are the first to get cash dividends because of a special arrangement. Um, the reason for the special arrangement is that the owner of the company would like to borrow from them. So here are the owners of the company, the managers, the employees, the public. They own the common shares, and that's the deal with them, is that they run the company, they own it, and they have a say in the management. Meanwhile, the friends of the owner, they buy preferred shares, and the deal is that the owner says, "May I borrow money for business paying 6% a year?" And the friend says, "Agreed. I will lend you money. For every 85 pesos of loan, I receive one preferred share. Each share should receive cash dividends every year as a form of interest payment." Now, for example, preferred shares, you can buy them for 100 pesos, for example, and then you receive cash dividends every single year. And then years later, if you so decide, you may sell it at also 100 pesos. Usually the price stays the same, but you do have a right to receive those cash dividends. Now, for common shares, you are the last to receive cash dividends, but then the price might go up. And if the business is good, then the price does go up. And of course, you have a say in the running of the business. And you can buy and sell common shares any day of the week. So here it is, preferred shares. You can buy it once, and normally you have to wait for years, and then you sell it when you need the cash and you don't want to receive the 6% anymore. With common shares, you can trade them every day at the exchange. If you hold them long term, you can still receive cash dividends. If not, then you can benefit from the price movements. So this is what the common shares normally look like at the stock exchange. You have on one hand the bid, and then on the other hand the asking price. The bid price means that somebody wants to buy the shares at 5 pesos per share. So I bid 5 pesos. I would like to buy the shares for 5 pesos. Will anyone sell it to me for that price? And then on the other side, on the right side, you have the asking price, which means that I am the seller. I'm asking 5.39 for my EEI shares. Is anyone interested to buy at that price? So if anyone is interested, they're going to push the button and buy at 5.39. If the seller is in a hurry to sell and he doesn't want to wait any longer for the 5.39, he might just push the button for 5 pesos and say, "Sige na nga, I will sell for 5 at a discount because I might be in a hurry to sell the shares and raise the cash." Depends on the motivations of the buyers and the sellers. Depends if they're patient or impatient. Now, the common shares do move up in times of, for example, industry upturn. There's a high profits for everyone in the industry and everyone in the country. And this is the case in 1994, when the share price moved up to 7 and 8 pesos per share. And then there was the Asian financial crisis in 1997, 98. And then share prices moved down. The entire industry also had a downturn. Then let's look forward to 2006, where there was movement upwards, and then we had high profits for the entire industry around 2014 and 2018. So the share price was up to 12 and 14 pesos for EEI common shares. And then there was the problems of COVID in 2020 to 2022. So that's an industry downturn as well. Now, it's about to turn up because despite all this movement of moving down, it's because the industry is getting ready for an expansion, and if all goes well, sales and profits will eventually rise, and if so, the share price should also rise, right? So if profits go up, then the share price will have every reason to go up as well. You want to buy when the prices are down, and then you want to be able to ride them on the way upwards. So generally, if the sales of the company or the industry are moving up over time, generally the profits tend to follow also upwards over time. And the same thing with the share price. It also tends to move upward together with the profits over time. So uh, and the news is that industry trends are positive. Looking forward to 2027. Um, even so, in terms of construction output, it's looking to get out of the ups and downs of 2020, 2021. We're looking to see the continuation of that uptrend in terms of GDP, gross capital formation. We're also looking to get away from those dips in the chart of 2020, 2022, um, recovering from the dip, and even in terms of the industry of civil engineering, you can see the dips of 2020, but then what happens after that could be continuation of the expansion because we have a growing economy and more people around, more demands for construction 2024 onwards. So if there's good prospects and operations go well, the share price should rise. Um, Fundamentally. Now, looking at technical analysis for people who specialize in looking at the price, apparently the price is poised to move up soon. And there is strong bullish evidence for price upturn in the next 2 weeks to 6 weeks. I recommend that you learn more about the company financials by reading their website. Look for the page on investor relations. And I recommend you invest in shares of EEI for long term. Have a good day.